Welcome to Bless Your Heart. Be prepared to meet award-winning entertainer, actress, photographer, and social media celebrity, Jenny Ann. TV personality, model, actress, motivational guru, and best-selling author, Cameo Bobo. World traveler, educator, animal lover, actress, and model who just launched her own fashion brand, meet Jen Jackson. And our hostess with the mostest, voice-over personality, fashion designer, star among stars, and community activist, the rhinestone heiress herself, Morelia.
Welcome to Bless Your Heart. I'm Morelia. I'm here with Jen Jackson, Cameo Bobo, and Jenny Ann. And we're just having a great time. So what do you ladies have been up to lately? I mean, what's the latest? Tell me.
Working hard, girl. You know, it's always something to do on that to-do list that never seems to wind down. But I'm focused, and I'm just here to bless our hearts, and have a good time.
Yep.
We live in Nashville. I mean, our calendar is full all the time.
Yes.
Well, I'm filling up my calendar quite a bit. And of course, I didn't expect to be in this kind of shoe.
Were you partying?
I wish I had a fun party. I always seem to fall, can I tell you, without alcohol and in high heels. If I had high heels and I was drinking alcohol, I guarantee you I wouldn't have this problem. There is no doubt in my mind. You're probably all wondering why I have a little touch of red on, which we'll explain a little bit later with one of our guests today. But more or less why we have the red is because we're on fire.
I'm telling you. I like that.
Get some fire. Well, we wanted to talk about a couple of, odd, crazy topics that are going on in the world, especially here in Nashville. We got music, we got more and more buildings coming around.
Yes, it's a plane everywhere.
A lot of hot spots and,
a lot of churches.
One on each corner.
And liquor stores.
Liquor stores too. But we wanted to talk about kind of like, etiquette. Well, Southern etiquette. I don't know. I was at a wedding this last weekend.
Okay.
So, it was interesting, because it was very elegant. And, but I don't know. How do y'all feel about buffets at a wedding?
Well, I'm Italian, so I know I don't look Italian. I mean, everyone's like, "Oh, you're Italian," but I'm Italian. My dad's Irish, and we grew up lots of food. Italian mother, oldest of 6, always cooking, always eat some more, and then I married an Italian man. So Chicago Italian, and it's just go to Auntie Pep's house, and literally, your plate's clear, you're good, and there's more food in front of you. So it's never ending. So my husband talks about a wedding and we should all be in our own places. We should be sitting. But for me, I think of Italians. I'm lots of food. So what is the South? Tell us more. Because I've been down here for a while, but I didn't grow up here. So it's, I guess it's a little different, but.
I grew up with a sit down wedding. Everybody had their name, their table placings, and there was a person that came and served you. But now I don't see anything wrong with a buffet. I think it's kind of quicker and gives the guests something to do while they may be waiting for the bride and groom to come in, while they're taking photos. And I think it's okay. I like it.
And if they're hungry, they can go for more.
Yeah.
I guess that was counting how many servings they take.
It's money saver too. That's what I think. Yeah.
Well, also, I know there was a story that were talking about earlier about this man and woman that were together for 5 years?
Yeah.
Am I right? Okay. And we were talking about this earlier about it. And apparently he thought he was going to do her a favor and plan a wedding. how do you feel about that? I don't know. I don't know if I would be.
Well, they were together for 5 years, right? They were together for 5 years, kept putting off the wedding. So he plans a surprise wedding, doesn't tell her, and she shows up, and like everyone's there, and it's like, you know,
with 200 guests, right?
Yeah,
200
something like that.
guests,
Yeah,
friends
yeah.
and family, everybody's there. Everybody's there.
Yes.
She walks in, and I'm assuming she's not dressed, right?
No.
Well,
I think
Yeah.
it's they're
So
going
was
to
that-
like a
was that
dressy event or
prepared?
something like
Oh,
that. Or,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what do you think she said? What audience? What do you think she said? What do you think she said? Yeah, do you think she said yes or no? I mean, what do y'all think? Well, you all know what she said.
I
but-
know what my point of view
Yeah,
is. I've been planning this wedding forever. Of course, as my father would say, you need a man first. But
Yeah.
so I don't know how I feel about this person planning my wedding.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, my wedding's been planned since
Yeah.
childhood. So.
Yeah.
And there's no man in sight, but I'm still looking.
Yeah.
I mean, you know about love better than most. You're the married one on the panel. I mean,
Oh
come
my
on.
gosh, am I the only married one? On this? Lord, I've had like, that's a whole story in itself. Like how we got engaged. I wouldn't go
I
out with
love
him at
this story.
first.
You got to
Then we
tell.
started dating for a few months, and then all of a sudden, like he proposes to me at the Frist, and then very non-traditional way.
Mhm.
And I didn't say yes at first, and we leave. I mean, I could tell you that story, but it's a little bit of a long story,
Yeah.
so maybe I'll spare you guys. But we've been married. It'll be 18 years, July 25th.
So did he surprise
Well,
you with the
obviously you
wedding?
said yes 2
He did
children
not
later.
surprise me with the wedding, and I would have strangled him if he.
Oh, okay. So we know you're
But like, no. We planned it together, and it was perfect, and the weather was perfect. It like, I mean, it was just
Magical.
like wow, you know,
Beautiful.
yeah, very grateful.
Okay, my thing is plan the wedding, pay for it, but let me at least have a little bit of time to pick out my dress.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta be done up, right?
Yeah.
When I mean, you're having those photos forever, right?
That's
I
true.
agree.
Yeah. I mean, it is kind of traditional. They say that the bride's family or the bride pays
Mhm.
for most of the wedding. I mean, I don't know. How does that go now? I'm kind of.
Yes, the
I mean,
bride pays for everything.
I'm kind of past that. Well, I hate to admit, cougar age. So
Yeah.
So how does that go for me? You know, do
Yeah.
I have to pay for the full wedding, or do I just find someone that's 1 foot in the grave, or well, how's it work? I mean, I need to know.
Well, what do you guys consider the Southern way? Is there a Southern way of doing things when it comes to paying for a wedding?
I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm from Southern California, so I
Okay, yeah.
yeah. I mean, I honestly, until we started talking about this, I didn't really realize there was that much of a difference between weddings in the South versus, like I was reading somewhere on the sheet, someone was saying that, I don't know if anyone's heard of this, but the couple buries a bottle of like whiskey or bourbon.
Bourbon.
They bury a bottle of bourbon, and then the day of their wedding, they at the wedding, you might have to tell the story sometime, but they dig it out with a shovel,
Mhm.
like at the wedding or something,
Yes.
and it's after the
Wow.
wedding, and it's supposed to be like good luck for the wedding and the weather or something like that. The weather,
That's
yeah.
right.
Oh.
The weather.
So they
Oh,
dig
no,
out. So it's like, man, wearing your wedding dress, and you got like, I don't want to say the word, those kickers though, with all
Yeah.
the dirt and whatever,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and you tramps it out into the mud, and like, we gotta go dig up our, like, forget the open bar. I gotta go dig out my alcohol. So-
Well, I would imagine whiskey would make a wedding happen one way or another. I mean, if not, I'm,
Oh, yeah.
might be
Yeah.
the beginning or
Well,
to
that
an
was
end.
another thing we talked about. We were talking about like open bar versus like what cash bar or something like
Yeah.
that. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
it's a wedding. I feel like it should definitely be an open bar.
Open
Of
bar. I mean, I
course.
come
Yeah.
from, I have a Latin culture and, of course, a Russian side of culture. There's a lot of alcohol, a lot of food, involved. I mean, I can't imagine there not being a open bar. I'd never hear the end of it, I'm sure. But
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't have any guests that would show up.
Yeah. Or stay
I don't know, the
home.
older we get,
They would show up and be like, "Where's the bar? Oh,
We got
I left your gift, and then be gone."
But I also kind of understand, in a financial sense of it. It is hard. I mean, I know I have a few drinking friends that might drink too much at the wedding,
Yeah.
How do you feel about toasts? You know, like when you
toast.
toast, like, you know, your best friend going, hey.
Yeah.
I think they're fun. Sometimes unpredictable, but fun. You never know what they're really going to say, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I'm really excited to talk about, too, who's our first guest that we're going to have today. Her name is Connie Mayern.
Oh.
And she is a model and actress. And she also is bringing her sidekick, Linda Ebden, with her.
All
you know, those two
right.
women, woo, watch out. They're like Lucy and Ethel. So you're going to get a real good glimpse on how these two are together when they come up here in a little while. And actually, Connie has created a calendar. And I'm going to save all that for her to talk about and explain what it's about. But she's created a charity calendar, which is for cancer. And I don't know who else has dealt. I mean, I have a true story to that, too. I unfortunately lost my mom to cancer 33 years ago. And, you know, I mean, as I say, cancer sucks. But, you know, I'm sure we all know, you know, being involved, all being philanthropists ourselves, you know, getting involved in charities. You also have a charity. Do you want to say a thing or two or what's going on or what's going on in your...
Well, there's several things. Should I talk about?
Yeah, definitely.
This isn't our charity, but this is actually something that happened several years ago, and it's, you know, we're just talking about, like, I feel like we're talking about love, and we're talking about, and like, you know, doing things for others and stuff, and that's just something very special to me. I think is very important in this world, is to give back. And so in 2020, the tornado hit here in Nashville, and then shortly thereafter, the pandemic. And I saw how negative my social media feed was getting, and I was like, I'm not participating in this. Like, if I'm going to interact with people, like, I just can't do this. So I, on a whim, started a Facebook community. It was called Let Love Rule. And not knowing anything, but the rules were no politics, no COVID, only positivity. And literally, it quickly grew to 5,000 people internationally. And we ended up in 2020. And in 2020, we were doing, like, I had teachers in India, London, I mean, Ireland, just everywhere. In the United States, we were doing free yoga, meditation. We did fundraisers for Feeding America. And it was just this really amazing thing. And, you know, since then, it's been a few years, and the group is still going. I was at a concert a few days ago, and a guy came up to me. There's thousands of people at this concert. This guy comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, do you have a group on Facebook? It's like all about good vibes." I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, I was like, "Do you have to? That has to be her twin, or that's her." You know.
Oh, that's so
and I mean,
cool.
amongst thousands of people, and I met this person, and he's like, "I just really enjoy your group." And well, so anyways, long story short, wonderful group still going. Please join us. Today it's called Let Love Rule. Okay. And today we have a special member of Let Love Rule that I actually just met in person today. Wow. She reached out to me from the group. She's asked to just say she's a group member. She's very special. She actually gifted everyone in our audience these sweet little, I don't know where mine went, but
I think I'm sitting on mine.
These sweet little
I thought it was
red fuzzy hearts for everyone in our audience.
Oh,
and they have a little note in them. And she wanted to do that because she just wanted to spread the love and the good vibes and give you all
so special.
Let me guess. What does it say?
So
bless your heart.
It does. So thank you to our Let Love Rule member, and but we do have a nonprofit as well.
Awesome.
And we're just you know, our nonprofit's called Charlieville. We started it in 2012 when my stepdaughter unexpectedly passed away. Her name was Charlotte Noe. And we started to celebrate her life and give back. And we do music lessons, instruments, and scholarships. And we've done thousands and thousands of dollars and all kinds of. And we just recently started a new music program here in North Nashville. It's Off the Street, Make a Beat, helping inner city kids and mothers of murder with children who were murdered with gun violence, having their siblings come in and learn an instrument. And so Charlieville's now, like, teaching people how to run these programs and stuff and providing instruments. So it's really good. We just love.
I love that.
We like taking care of people. We're all about the love, right?
Yeah. Love, music, charity, all that great stuff.
All the good stuff.
That's so beautiful. That's what I love about actually Nashville. There's so much that you can that you bring to this town. Everybody,
Yep.
it's not just music. I mean, of course, we're known
Yeah.
it's Music City, and I mean, we got entertainment, acting, we have movies being filmed here, we have all these wonderful organizations that are happening, and in fact, speaking of movies, we were in a movie about Miss Jen over here got to be in the movie as well. And we'll hopefully get to talk a little bit about that because Linda's going to come on, Linda Ebgen with Women in Film. So you want to mention the movie?
Sure.
I think it's got like over 100 awards now. I don't know. I'm working on a roll. I don't know.
Both Connie and Linda were in the film. And if I am correct, you were brought in kind of like last minute.
Yes,
Because we had, not that it was just like a last minute, oh my God, we need somebody
It
to
was a last
play
minute
a
role
detective.
to do 3 lines, and I
And she nailed it. She nailed those 3 lines.
And now we're like at 100 and something plus awards that he's up
Wow.
for. This is like crazy.
That's
I mean, this is
amazing.
so wild. But
Yeah.
this tells you all the crazy and fun stuff that you can do in Nashville.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, we're not just, country music. We're making movies. We're definitely having bachelorette parties and bachelor parties here.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? They're taking over Nashville, aren't
Man.
Yes, they are.
Nash Vegas.
they? Any thoughts?
Well, I used to live downtown, and there's a reason why I don't live down there anymore. Let's just put it that way.
Gotcha.
That's a polite way of saying.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get amazed by some of the fashion that goes out there. I'm a fashion guru myself from my family background, and you got a new fashion thing going on as well,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, they clearly have not shopped my line.
Yeah. But they shop our cowboy boots. People ask me all the time, where do I buy cowboy boots? I'm like, well, there's places, but I don't wear cowboy boots every day. I think they really think we wear cowboy boots every day. I'm like, I
There's
don't
the
every
pink
day.
cats with the fringe. Have you seen those?
We don't wear them every day. We live here.
Well, if it feels good for them, then
Bless your heart.
right, whatever.
Yeah.
You gotta do what works for you, right? But yeah, it is interesting because it's like the people that live here and then the tourists come in and it's just like I feel like they think it's a certain way and it's just not really that way, but whatever. Again, bless their heart.
I mean, there's
Let
so
them have
much more to
fun,
Nashville
so.
than our little 2 mile. Is it 2 miles downtown? I don't even know how.
Seems like it keeps
I
getting
don't-
bigger.
It does keep getting bigger.
There's so many great things that are going on, and we have museums, we have, good Lord, we have everything. Besides all these music venues, we even have actors that have moved here.
Yeah, I mean,
Tommy
we have-
Howell lives here now. Remember Tommy Howell from The Outsiders? I mean, of course, I was a Matt Dillon
I actually
fan.
photographed him at an event recently.
I really were you there? I love him. He's great though.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
So, what about you, Cameo? I thought you have a show too.
Yeah,
right?
I have a show called The Cameo Bobo Show live here in Music City. So when you think Arsenio Hall, you think of Jimmy Fallon, you think of Cameo Bobo.
Oh, wow, I like that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, right. Things to make you go, So yeah,
I actually remember that.
it was fun. So trying to bring that to Nashville. I think we should increase our media presence here. We have such a great city and so many people come to the city. So I think it's time that we kind of celebrate what we really have going on here in the city. So I'm really excited about it. But going back to what you said about the actors that live in the city, did you know that paparazzi are not allowed in Tennessee? And that's
I
why
like
we don't
that.
see paparazzi here. I didn't know that, but I learned that we have that law. We don't allow them in the city or in the state, and that's why a lot of people come here to live. I thought that was really cool.
Well, it is nice how we're able to live, and I see how people come in and out of the markets, and it's just really peaceful.
Yeah.
Like everyone's true friends. And on that note, I think we're going to be back in just a few minutes with none other than Connie Mayer. Bless your heart. Bless your heart, everyone. Bless your heart. Bless your heart. We're back. And here we are. We have Linda Ebgen with Connie Mayer. And Linda, you have such a huge background being in film, besides being the president of Women in Film. I mean, you've been in movies,
Yes.
television, commercials, and we just heard now what you are a hand model for your nails.
Yes.
Please
Isn't
tell
that
us,
great?
tell us a little bit about your background, if you would.
Well, I toured with Bob Hope, so
Okay.
that's and my mother was having a fit because she didn't want me to do that, and then and I did a skit with him with Doctor.
Very cool.
So I played a nurse, and then I met Manuel
My
on the set of Rio Lobo,
Mhm.
and Jennifer O'Neill was on that was the lead in that movie. And I was just a street person, but they stopped the set and
Were you homeless?
yeah. Well,
Did you have fishnets on?
well, I'll tell you what. I had just married David Evgen, and he is from Southern California. And we pulled up to his mother's house, and she said, "You have to report on the set because you're going to be in Rio Lobo." And I said to him, "Who's she sleeping with?" But anyway, they stopped the scene, and Jennifer was up in a buggy, and I was standing on the street, and she looked down at me and she said, "I don't like that bonnet that you have on. Meet me in the costume bank and we'll change the bonnet." So I said, okay. And I thought she was the prettiest thing I'd ever seen, and we were the same age. Anyway, we went back to the set, and that's where Manuel was. And 18 years ago, we moved here, and Manuel remembered that
Wow.
occasion.
Wow.
Isn't that something?
Yeah. Wow.
He said, "Linda, you came in with Jennifer O'Neill." And
Wow.
that's crazy. And then I did 3 Meals for Sister Sarah, where I played a prostitute. And
You're doing the street work pretty damn well.
Keep getting roles.
well, bless my heart.
For those people who don't know who Manuel is, do you, Morelia, since it's your father, do you
Yes.
want to kind of explain
Yes.
to everyone who Manuel is?
He's
The Rhinestone Rembrandt.
Yes.
And we'll get to hear a little bit more about my father throughout,
Yes.
The
feature
series.
shows
Mhm.
and, fashion and the bling and
Yes.
And, also-
he created the mask for the Lone Ranger.
most definitely, yes.
And Johnny Cash in Black, and has done incredible things. But anyway, so when we moved here from Nashville, I joined Women in Film, and they had a little disruption in there. And all of a sudden, I was president of Women in Film.
You seem to
doing
fall
it-
into these roles one after another.
Doing a fantastic job, might I add.
yes.
She is.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Whenever
Thank
I
you.
say your name in town, everyone's like, "Oh, just love her." And I'm like, "I know, she's fabulous." Yeah. Everyone loves you, Linda.
Well, thank you so much. Everyone loves all of you, too.
Thank you.
And Connie's my best friend.
And that shows. You two are just a
Yeah,
duo.
beautiful.
I love
Yes.
Mhm.
You know what I love about y'all's friendship is that y'all go to all these movies and you dress up as the characters.
Yes.
Tell us about that. I think that's so cool.
Well, Barbie's getting ready to come out.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was nervous when they did Cocaine Bear, how they were dressed. I was nervous. Yeah, I'm excited about that. In fact, I want you to talk about it just a little bit more when we come back. Bless your
Okay.
heart. Bless your heart. Well, Linda, it was great hearing so much about women in film, and also Connie with the calendar. We need to know, how the heck do we get this calendar? Who's in it? How does it all
Yes.
work? Where it all goes to?
Right. It's got a QR code, and it has the Sweet and Sassy pinupgirls.com
No.
website.
That's
What is
sweet and sassy pinupgals.com.
Gals.com. Well, and I am the December
course.
as Mrs. Santa. And
But she's sexy.
and Connie put me in a bustier with all of Santa's clothes around me. So I licked
Ooh.
candy cane
Oh,
too.
oh my
Spicy.
gosh.
Yeah, I love it.
That alone,
And
you
how
need to buy this calendar.
And
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
does Mr. Claus think of this image?
Oh, I don't
He
know.
doesn't know yet.
Yeah.
We're hoping with everything on production and everything
Yes.
that we're doing right now with the calendar that it will be available probably the 1st of September. is what we're
Yes,
looking
and
forward to.
order your calendars and sponsor. We can put
Need the
business
money.
cards or your logo on every page and all that kind of stuff. So contact Connie or me, and we'll work with you.
Or go to the website. There's our QR code there. And also, I am going to be May. That was Matthew's birthday. Morelia, what month are you?
I'm October.
So there's a lot of beautiful women that are going to be in this, and it will really surprise you that some of the ladies that jumped out and decided to do this for me
I was
surprised
shocked.
Yes.
And remind
And-
us again, what does the money go towards?
The money is going to go towards Sue, our lady who is battling cancer. Once we get our production cost, as it goes
Her
with
name
everything.
is Sue O'Leary.
Once we get that, we're going to plant Sue a tree. And as I smiled and told her, I said, Sue, we're going to plant you a tree, and I want you to watch it grow.
Oh,
And as I
right.
talked to her today, she's struggling. She's, as everyone knows, chemo is a real beast. And the more you get, the harder it gets on you. But she's fighting it really hard and doing much better because the tumor is shrinking, and that's what she
Amen.
wants.
Amen.
Great news.
Well, we wore our red today for Miss Sue. If you haven't noticed, we have a little bit of red going on. But
Yeah.
we
Well,
have
you
Miss
little
Sue
red
on.
on.
Yes.
For you guys.
And
Yeah.
we wear red
Mhm.
bracelets for Sue because that's her favorite
Yes.
color, because no one stands alone. And of course, I wear gray for Matthew, which was for brain cancer.
Awesome.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Well, bless your heart to that. I mean, cancer definitely sucks. I know firsthand. And, we're soon to be coming to an end for the show. Just want to hear a little bit what you got going on over there, Cameo. Anything?
Hey, I'm happy to be up here with these phenomenal ladies and hearing these awesome stories. It just reminds me that bless your heart can be used in so many different ways. And as we go about our journeys, we just have to remember to sometimes be genuine about bless your heart, because we really never know what people are really going through.
That's
And
true.
just keep that going and keep that same energy going. Thank you, ladies, for being on the show. It was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. How about you, Jenny Ann?
What are you asking me? I'm just listening to all this wonderful talk, and I'm just remind me the question again. What do I have going on?
Yeah, well, pretty much, we're coming to an end of the show, and then we
Yeah.
just want to see what, where you're at. How did you feel about it?
This was great. This was wonderful. I love, as I said, I think it's so important. I feel like we're all here for a reason. I feel like we're here to take care of each other, lift each other up, do what we can for each other. And the more that we get, I don't give to receive, but I'm a firm believer the more that we give, the more we receive.
Most
And that
definitely.
feeling inside that it gives us when we give, and we just see, it's just a beautiful thing. So, so I'm very grateful. I'm grateful for what you guys are doing. I'd love to
Definitely.
see the calendar, and thank you for being here.
It's all about women encouraging women.
Yes.
Really.
Yes.
Well, we're coming to an end. So bless your heart, and
Bless your
Well-
heart.
can't wait to see you next time.
Jenny.
Yes.
Jenny's in Butterfly Cinema,
Yes.
and bless your heart.
I know,
and,
definitely.
and I'm going to end with telling you that I've been married 53 years, and it was the man's responsibility, his family, to pay for the rehearsal dinner, and my family paid for the wedding. So that's
okay.
back in the day.
You heard it here. That's either way.
That's how it works.
Who's going to pay for it? I don't know. But bless your heart, and we'll see you next time.
Get the calendar. Get the calendar.